Yes, it is.
Okay, so hello all. Today we will start with list and tuples. So I guess you have already learned about the string and its function in the previous lecture. This time we will learn about the list and tuples. So what are lists and tuples? Lists and tuples are basically the structure which used to hold more than one object and through which we can like run through a sequence, or suppose if we go through a suppose you have a list, some kind of shopping list. So in this you have written that I have to get an item one, get an item two, get an item three. So the list is basically a structure which holds all of the objects in the one place. Okay. So there are two types of lists you can say, or arrays in Python. Basically lists and tuples. Okay. So as you can see on the slides, lists are mutable, and that means can be changed at any time. Okay. Now, suppose here in the example in the slide, here it is in the one, two, three, and hello. Okay. It is a list. List is we will denote the list in Python is with the square brackets. Okay. Here in the example, L for list. And tuples are immutable objects. That means once they are created, it's fixed. We cannot change it. Okay. And the tuples are denoted by round brackets, parentheses. Okay. And both support indexing, slicing, and iteration operations. We will see that in the code, like what is indexing, what is slicing, and what is iteration. So let's go to the code. Okay. So let's just write here L. L mean list, and for list we will use square brackets. And let's just take elements one, two, three, comma. Let's just say hello. Okay. There's one more thing like in Python. Python gives us the freedom of uh, storing objects or different type of objects in a list. Okay. So if you go to Java, if here in Python, if I run this, it's okay. The code is running. But what happens in other languages like Java, C++, or any other language? Uh, what happens is if I try to run this list here, it will give an error because in those languages, there is no like it cannot handle different types of values in a single list. Okay. So first of all, we will talk about list and then we will move to tuples. Okay. So list. Uh, if I type the like use type function here, type of L. Okay. Type the function we'll use in the very first lecture, I guess. And so here, the type of L is showing here is list. Okay. It is a list type of object. Now, if we go to indexing, what is index? Let's move to the slide. Okay. Python list. So as we have already created a Python list just seconds ago, here just to take this example, here it is given in marks. You can see the elements in the list, and if you use a print marks, it will print the entire list. Okay, and it can hold multiple data types, as I said earlier. It can hold multiple data types, can hold boolean values, string values, and integer, float, any type of value it can hold, and it can hold the different types of value at the same time. Okay. Mutable means that items can be added, removed, or changed. So let's go here. If I give, uh, let's call learn index, I can it will be understood much better by then. Okay, yeah. So here we come go L. Now, if you want to access a single element out of list, okay, we will learn about indexing slicing, but first we have to learn about indexing, then we will go on do other operations. If I just let's just say I have to uh, extract this element, okay, one from the list. How will I call it? It is a call indexing, okay, indexing. indexing of a list. So if I go like L, now indexing is a like type of mm, you can just say it giving it a notation. Okay, when I create this list, a single value integer you can say is denoted to each and every element of the list. Okay, let me show you. Okay, if I write L square bracket 0, which means I am accessing the first element of the list. Indexing of the list, the indexes which are given of any collection type in the Python starts with 0. Okay, so if I go L0, if I run it, mm, wait a second, I think it's not responding. Okay, see, I printed L0, it printed 1. L0 means the first element of a list. Okay, if I use L index is equals to 1, it will print 2. 1 means that at the second position, the indexing position start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let me show you by using a for loop. For I in L. L, it is a list. Okay, print I, uh, let's just say print I. Okay, let's just take range. I guess I should take range. No, I think it will be more complicated. Okay, so for loop I will use in an instant once I get you familiar with the indexes. Okay, so if I try to print L 3, okay, this time I'm taking 3, third index. That means we have the fourth element 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, see, it has printed hello. Okay, now indexing is done. Now we will work on uh, slicing, slicing of list. Okay, indexing is basically to access the particular element of the list. Now, what if we have to take a subgroup of a list? If you know what a subgroup is basically uh, a small part of this list. Let me do one thing. Let me take that list again. L equals to 1, comma 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Right. Hello. I and take one more thing like okay. Now, if I take print L, now we can take also given the starting point as well as the ending point of the index till which we can take it. Okay. So let me give one under colon colon equals to colon till 4. Okay. So now what happened is L1 column 4. It means that I need an action from 1 to index 4. Okay. So 1 here it will some index 1 is equals to 2 and till 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it will print till 5. Okay. Let's see. Okay. It printed 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So what happened is I take this, I wanted to take the sub part of the list. Okay. And what did that subpart was like how which subpart I want to take from the list. So I just given the index of the list. Okay. From index 1 till 4. Now start what happened is that uh, slice will happen from the starting till uh, till end index minus 1. Okay, let's see. Uh, if you are seeing the machine, you can just count it with me. So 0, 1. 1 is 2. Okay, index 2, 3. Index 4, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. Index 3 is equal to 4. What we've taken is till 4, but it stopped at the index minus 1. We got the elements till only index 3. Okay, uh, let me do one thing. Uh, for better clarity, I in range L. I guess you have already learned about the len function na, in last lecture. L minus 1. Print I, comma, L of I. That just printed C. Now, the left column here is the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The right column contains the uh, elements of the list. So you can see that better which index is denoted to which element. Okay, so first element start with 0, and the last element which will be like length of the list minus 1 since it's starting from 0. So if I take the length of this length as 7, okay, since there are 7 elements in the list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hello, and high. Okay, so the starting uh, the starting will be happen from 0 and the list will go on till 6. Okay, now we are done with the slicing, or I can give another example. L of, now I want the sub part of the list till E will let's just say 5. Okay, so we have got the elements from 4 or 5. So I wanted to access 3 index 3 till 5. 3 index we have 4, and at 5 index we have hello. But what usually happens is the ending point we have to like give it as a plus 1. If I want to access till 5, I have to give 6 here. See, if I increase the index, the previous element will also be printed. So basically, if I denote this like this, L index A colon B. What is A? A is equals to the starting index, and B is equals to ending index, and list will run from A till B minus 1. Okay. Any doubts or anything you want to repeat? Yeah, I guess not. So let's just go back to the PPT. So as I was saying earlier, can hold multiple data types. Index can be added, removed, or changed. Yeah. Let's just go to the mutable nature of the list. So what do you mean by added? Means there's a function in the list called append. If I want to add an element in the list, I can just use the function append. It is sub function of list. Uh, you don't have to define that function. You just have to write it as l dot append, and just inside the brackets give any function you want, any value you want. Sorry. Let's just say l dot append 9. I want to append the element 9. If I run it, okay, it code is run. If I now print L, see, at the end, the element has been appended. Okay, here. Earlier it was this. Now 9 also is appended in the list. Append means basically to add the element in the list. Okay. Now list can also mutable nature of list also means that it can also be edited. Okay. If I now use the say print L index 2 at the position 2. 2 means 0, 1, 2. This means 3. So if I print 3 will be printed here. In at second index, 3 is here. Okay. Now what will I do? I just use L index 2. I just give it a new value, which is equal to, let's just say, 7. Okay. And now I print L2 and also I print L. Let's see what happens. See, earlier it was, earlier here it was element 3. Now I just gave it a new value, which is 7. So what happens is it rewrites the value to a new value, older value to a new value. That means earlier there was 3 here, now it's 7. See, and what is the thing is like you can overwrite how many times you want and just edit it if you want to change it in the future, like when you will be at the end part of this internship, or whenever you can develop you are trying to develop some program, you have to edit something. So lists are very useful for that. And what was the other operation here? So items can be added. We have added the item. Item can be changed. We have changed the item. Now we have to remove it. Okay. So there are like for the removing of item, there are uh, three methods here. First of all, we will use L dot. Here is a function called remove. All the functions that you have seen in the screen, these are the called list functions. Like you studied about string functions in the previous lecture, these are list functions. Okay, we will use remove. Now, as you can see, remove the first occurrence of the value, raises value error if the value is not present. If the value is not present in the list, it will raise an error. Otherwise, it will remove the first occurrence of value. First occurrence means what happens is like it has what happens sometimes we have duplicate values in the list. Okay, so but it will go by index from the starting, and whenever the value comes first, it will remove the value from that index. Okay, I'll show you in the next example. First of all, let's just say here if I use 3. Okay, sorry, let's just say 4. L dot remove 4. What happens? See, it removed the element 4. In the bracket, you will give the value of the element that needs to be removed, and it will be removed from the list. Okay. Now let's just say I want to add uh, L dot append. I want to append the value of 2 in the list. We have already the value of 2 in the list, but let's just say we have to append want another value. Okay. So let's just say print L. Here we have two values. I mean that means they are duplicate of 2's. Okay. So if I use L remove here, L remove, let's just say 2, and then print L, what will happen? See, the first occurrence of the 2 will be removed. If yeah, the first sequence of 2 will be removed. Here you can see in the above list, 2 was there at the index 1. Okay. Now it's only at the index last, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. At the 8th index, the last index of the list, the earlier 2 value was removed. So it will remove the first occurrence of the element. So that is the mutable nature of the list, that it can be added any element in the list, or you can basically edit any element. You can remove, change anything you want. Lists are very versatile. You can remove, print, or edit it any type of according to your will. Okay. Now we move to tuples. Okay. So tuples are basically uh, immutable objects where you don't want to change the value of your for certain requirements. The value cannot be modified. So in that case, you will use tuple. For example, as you can see in the slides, very first point, how to create a tuple. Let's just say we have a detail of a student called John, and we have the detail John is age is 21 and is a BTech candidate. Okay, let's just go to the code and just take the same example as a list as the given example. Sorry, as given example, John 21 and is a BTech student or candidate. Okay, uh, print T. See, it is a tuple. Now we if we check the type of T, what is the what is type of T is like? Yeah, it is a tuple. It comes under the tuple class. Okay, so that's how you create a tuple. Now, tuple carries a lot of less functionalities than list. It cannot be modified, it cannot be edited, or it cannot be changed. So, but there are some loopholes in that. I will show you in a minute. So, as you can see, faster. It is actually faster and efficient and to use tuple as compared to list. But it has also some of its downsides also. So commonly used for fixed data. It is commonly used to fixed data when you need a fixed data. You don't want to change the data. That's where tuples are used. Okay. Now indexing. I've already told you about the indexing. Like uh, it is basically to use to access the elements of the collection. It starts at 0. As you can see here, there's a list called marks with values. If you use mark index 0, since it starts from 0, you will get 85. And here it is a marks minus 1, 88. So, yeah, I forgot to tell you about the negative indexing. So, minus 1 basically means that we, instead of going from the start, we will start accessing the list from the end. Okay, let me show you in the code. As it's also written in the PPT here. Use negative indexing to access the elements from the end. Okay, let me show you in the code. Let's just say what was our earlier list that we were using. This one. Okay. So if we access instead of use accessing from the start, we start accessing from the end. Okay. So I will give you minus one. Okay. What happened? The element that was at the minus one index got printed. Okay. Here it is two. Minus one basically means the last element of the list. Let me write in the comment minus one basically last element of the list. Okay. Now, uh, okay, one more point. It is also not like that. Negative indexing starts from -1. Okay. So negative indexing, earlier we were using the, like you can say, like a better word, positive indexing, or you can use just indexing here. Earlier we were accessing elements from the start, from the perspective of the leftmost element. Okay. As I printed and use a loop to then show that here we were accessing from the zero. That means from the leftmost first element. Okay. Now what happens is we will start from the last element. Okay. If I print here L, instead of -1, I take the index as -3. Oh, wait. Uh, yeah. See, the index at the element at the index -3 will be printed here. So -1 is 2. So then the -2 will be 9, and the -3 will be Shiv. Okay. So we will, what happens is if we start index accessing elements from the last of the list, then we will use the negative index. Okay. Like -1, -2, -3 here. And one more example, if I use print L of minus, let's just say this time I'm taking 2. Okay. See, 9. 9 was the second last element of the list. Okay. So this is the negative indexing. You can just play around with it, use any list of any length, and then just trying to access the element from the negative number or the negative indexing. Use -1, -2, -3. And one more point. Last index will be minus len of L. Yes, len means length of a list. I mean, how many elements are there in list? If you didn't read it about in last lecture or it was not in the last lecture, then I will just show you here len of L. If I use len function, which means the length, let me write in the comment. Len is length of the list or any collection because len function used in almost every data structure here. See, it prints 8. That means there are 8 elements in the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Length function basically means the length of the list. That means number of i.e. number of elements in the list. Okay. Let's just move on. Okay. So we have done indexing, we have done negative indexing. Slicing I've already shown you. Like it's basically slicing, like accessing the subsets of the elements here. Uh, the same as though given the PPT marks list, we have print marks 1 till 4. It will print from index 1 till index 4 -1, which is 3. So 1, 2, 3, 90, 78, 92 will be printed. Now, in the third example, you can see that we have used the negative index as the starting index. Okay, and till that we haven't given it any ending value. So what will happen is it will print till the end. So basically, you have list. You give the starting index from the negative side, and then if you don't give an ending element, it will print the entire list. Let me show you. Okay, if I use print L, let's just say for better understanding, first grade marks list. Okay, what was the marks? 85, 90, 85, 90, I guess 78, 92, 92, and 88. Okay. And if try to access list from the L minus 3, as given an example, okay, minus 3 is the starting, and I have given any index at the after the end. Okay. So what will happen? Oh, sorry, I used L instead of marks here. Yeah. Yeah. As you can see, the start negative from the negative index perspective, like third element is 78. Okay. Like uh, minus 188, minus 292, and minus 370. Okay. And I am start uh, like printing it till the end. Okay. The flow of the list will remain from left to right. Okay. So flow of the list will already will remain, sorry. Flow of the list will remain from 0 to index, last index. It will always be, let me write, flow of list will, sorry. Hmm. Flow of list will remain from left to right unless you just tweak with the index and play around, and you can also do this, but or by default the flow will remain left to right. Okay. And let's just say I'll give you one more example. Minus 3 till minus 1. Okay. Now what will be printing? See, it will stop at minus 1. The minus 1 index value will not be printed. Only the value before the minus 1 value will be printed as the end element. Okay. Same with the positive indexing as I showed you before, and same will be the negative indexing. Any doubts or anything you don't understand? So didn't understand. So I have to repeat. Anyone?
Harsh, you are. I hope everything is clear, Harsh.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
If you have any doubts, you can actually post the questions right now. It will be good to clarify the doubts as and when you get.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Shiv.
Okay. So next, so basically now we are at the list operations. Okay. So these are the most common operations of the list that will be used like on in almost everywhere wherever you use list, append, remove, sort, or length. So description here is also on the slides. Append means add an element. As you can see, we appended the marks list some 95 value. Remove means remove an element. Marks dot remove 78. Sort means sort the list. Sorting the list means it will uh, sort the elements in the ascending order. Okay, I will show you in the code. And length means length of the list. Okay, so I've already used the length function to denote the length of the list. I will go through each of these operations again. So let's just get on with it. We will use marks list here. Okay, so marks, first of all, we will use like append. Okay, and an element in the list. So L dot append. You can also see in the description of an object, append object to the end of the list. It will take any element and append it in the end of the list. Uh, okay, so let's just say I want to append value uh, Python. Okay, you can append any type of value. Appending a string. You can when you type it by your own hands, you can just like append value boolean value true or false or any other float value 3.14. You can append any value here. Okay, so after that, print L. See, Python is also appended in the list. Python is added in the list uh, as a last element of the list. Okay, it will add every element at the last of the list. Okay, now if we go to the second function, which was the remove function, remove function, which is used to remove values from the list. Okay, L dot remove. See, there's also remove first occurrence of the value. There is value error if the value is not present. As we have already seen the remove function earlier, but still, a remove means if I give it an any element, it will remove that element from the list. Okay, value means any. You can give any string value, any uh, float value, given that it should be in the list. Okay, otherwise it will raise an error. Basically, code will give an error and it won't run. Okay, so let's just say I'm giving the value here Python. Let's just see what will happen. Okay, now if I print list, okay, see, Python is no longer in the list. And as I already showed you earlier, that we can also have the duplicate values in the list. And if I remove the, let's just, like here, if I try to remove that duplicate value in the list, it will remove the first occurrence of the list. First occurrence means, yeah, for the comparison, earlier there was element 2 and the first index 0, 1. Okay. Now, if I give the value 2, which is also at the last of index, but remove function will not go till there. It will search through list that what is the first occurrence of that element and it will remove it and it will return the new updated list. Okay. Now, uh, what was the third function? Sort. Okay. Sort. It is used to sort the list. I arrange the elements in the ascending order. Okay, let's see now. L, if I use L dot sort, okay, now, okay, L dot sort is between instance and string. Okay, so this is also you have to keep in mind. Like sort will only work if the elements only work if the elements elements are of int or float type. Okay, so since I also have some string values here, it has written to the return error that comparison operation cannot be happen between string and int. Yeah, obviously, how can you compare the hello to integer 5? Who is greater and who is smaller? So for here, we will take marks. Marks is the list that will be created earlier or also given in the example as in the slides. This one. Okay. Let me just put it here. Marks. Okay. Now if I go here, marks dot sort T. Now there's like let me first print the list here. See, marks is sorted. Okay. Now there's one more thing in the sort function. Let's just suppose uh, here in this list, marks now has been sorted in the ascending order from smaller to greater. What if I said to you like I don't want an ascending order, I want a descending order. Okay. Uh, I don't want to. I want it in the ascending order. Let's just say marks. Marks mean basically some subjects marks are in the list. I want to know who is the highest and want to arrange the list according to the order of highest to the lowest, I in the descending order. So what will we do? Okay, what will we do here? Marks dot sort inside the brackets of parenthesis. I will use reverse keyword is equals to true. Okay, now what will happen if I print marks here? Now just see as a comparison here for a second. Okay. Earlier, marks was sorted here. Let's just make a three-way comparison. Marks earlier marks was given like this: 85, 90, 70, 92, and 80. It was like mix. Uh, some value is greater than the next value or smaller than the next value. It's like jumbled order. Okay. Now I use a sort function to sort the list here, which is basically uh sorted in the index. Sorry, ascending order. Okay. Now I have 78, 85, 88, 90, 92. Okay. Now, with sort inside the bracket, I use the keyword reverse inside it. It is a parameter. You will learn about the parameters in the next in the next, I guess, classes. Basically, for now, you just have to take it as a value that you can use inside the parenthesis. Okay. Reverse equal to true. What happens? I give it a reverse parameter that you can now I want to or reverse the order. Okay. Reverse equals to true and it will give it to the list in this descending order. Okay. Now I have 92, 90, 88, 85, 78. It is in the descending order from highest to lowest. Okay. So that's how you can also use the sort function to arrange the elements in the descending order also. Okay. And the last uh, function, I guess, is len. I guess this is the lecture. I was mistaken that I thought you learned it in the last. Okay. Uh, len basically gives you the length or you can say number of count of the elements inside a structure. Okay. Not list by structure or you or data structure for better. Right? Why not just list? Okay. So basically, len function we can also use in the list, but the len function is used in like every data structure. You can use find the length of tuples in uh, length of tuples, number of elements in tuples, tags and dictionaries you will learn about in the next lecture, or any other structure. You can just use the len function, len, to get the number of elements in that list, tuple, or any other data structure. Okay. For now, we will just use for length in list and and tuples, len of marks. Okay, len of marks is 5. 92, 90, 88, 85, 78. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically, len function gives us the length or the number of elements that are present in the data structure. Okay. Now, I guess we have also created a tuple earlier, which was, if I correct me, yeah, John 21 beta. If I use the length function here, len of t, see, length function can be used anywhere. Okay, any data structure. See, John is one element, 21 is one element, and B tech is one element. Okay. So these are the list function. Length can be list or any other data structure. Okay. Here. Append, we have also added an element. Added, try to remove. We try to remove the element, we did. Sort, we did the sort in both, like sort the list in ascending as well as descending. Okay. Sort here, sort, it is an example of how to use it as an ascending sort. Okay. Length of the list. Length can be used in list, tuples, or any other data structure there. It's basically like just you have to count the elements of the structure. How many elements are there in the structure? Okay. Now we'll go to the tuples. Okay, so for tuples is just for a 5 minutes thing, like because tuples have like basically these two sub functions, one count and index. We will see it in a code. And also you can see here that in the example there is some tuple 10, 20, 30, 20. We have just print a count of 20 here. There 20 coming two times, so it will return 2. And we have to find out the index of 30. Okay, it is index of 30 here. Okay? So if we create a new tuple, let's just say as was given in the example, what was 10, 20, 30. Sorry, I have to use comma here. 10, 20, 30, and 20. Okay. Now, this is a tuple. Okay. I've already told you about the tuple. Already showed you here, like type of which type of class tuple. It belongs to class tuple or tuple, whatever you say. So that's much how we have already done. And now, if I use t dot uh, index, I have to find the index of as given example of 30. Okay. Let's just say how, okay. Index of 30 is 2. 0, 1, 2. Okay. Basically, just try to find like which index at which index the element is. Okay. If I try to give like 20, let's see which index it will give. 1. So if there is a duplicate elements or more than count of element in a tuple is more than 1, it will always return the first index of the that element. For example, here I showed you like 20, there's two index of 20, like 0, 1, 2, 3. 20 is present at index number 1 and index number 3. But here we can see that index of 20, if we use the index function, it will showing as 1, which means it will return the first index of the duplicate element. Okay. Now there's another function called count. It is basically is also written in a description, return the number of occurrence of value. How many times a value of occurred in the tuple? If I give here 20, it will give us 2. Okay. 20 is in 2 times in the tuple, 10, 20, 30, and 20 again. Okay. If I give here, let's just say 30. Okay. What will you? 1. Because there's only one value 30 here. Okay. One element which has a value of 30. Now, if I give value here 15, which is not in the tuple. Okay. 0. Because there is no value of 15 in the tuple, So it will return as 0. Like there is no 15 in the tuple. Okay. So there's only two functions of two subfunctions or functions operations tuple has. Now, if you want to like do many other operations in a tuple, you can just use this modification here and convert tuple list for modifications. T is equal to list of t. Here we use the function called list. Like me write a command list used to convert any or most cases tuples only because tuples into list. Okay. You can use it for modification or any kind of operations on tuples. Now, you for better practice, what should you use is to don't override the value of tuple. Okay. Like if I has a value of t here, which is a value this. If I for better practice use some different variable, like let's just say a. Okay. I take the variable a here. I will use the list function, which is basically convert t into a list and just let's print it. Okay. Code is done. If I now try to print a, see, same elements. Let's for better a comma t. Oh, sorry, double line. See here. Now I have also have a tuple which has same values and also have a list which has same value. What happens if I use the same variable to convert the tuple? The earlier value which was in the tuple will be get overwritten. And in other future operations, if you need the tuple, you will have to like convert it the list into tuple again because there's a like list function is also called a function of tuple. Okay, or just have to make the tuple from scratch again. So it's better practice to while modification take it as denote it using a different variable. Okay. Now basically you have list and you can uh, perform all the operations that we discussed before, like append. Let's just say I want to append 15. Okay. So again, here value of a will be modified, but the t will remain same. Okay. It's just for like you on the side of program, you just have to implement or experiment with some things on the tuple. So that's where you can convert the tuple into list. Okay. So we have reached to the end. What are the key takeaways from the lecture? Okay. So lists are mutable. List can be added or changed or removed any element from the list, but tuples cannot. Okay. You in the lecture you haven't seen any value how to remove the value from the tuple or how to edit the value of the tuple because it's not allowed. It will give an error. Okay. So both support indexing, sliding, and iteration. You can use a for loop for tuple also. You can try it with yourself. I mean, you can try to do it yourself. Slicing and indexing on tuple also. Lists are for idle for dynamic data, and tuples are for fixed record. Basically, list you can change since lists are mutable. You can like change or edit a value of list, so it will help you like experimenting or when we have to keep on continuously changing the data in the list, data in the structure, or any other list if you prepare in the future. So basically, lists are for dynamic operations. You can change, edit, you can remove, or any other operation you have to use on the list. Then for that, list is the better of the both. But tuples, if to keep the fixed records, you don't have to change anything in that. You even don't have to touch the records after creating it. So that's what so tuples are used for that. Okay. Now, last point is practice makes perfect. Experiment with the list and method slicing. You can practice all the time you want. Just practice what you learn with the lecture or any try to any do any other operations on the tuples do not what should I say? Do not be afraid if you get an error. Just try to solve the error. Like how can it be solved? You can also connect with me on the WhatsApp if you want. Okay. So now we have an assignment of this lecture. Create a list to store the student marks and calculate the average. Basically, you have to create a list, store student marks as given in the slides example. You can refer that and calculate the average. Okay, average of this marks, and for that you should take like list with a large number of elements. Like just let's take 10, 20, and then try to take the average. Okay, so that's it. We have reached till the end. So before ending, let me give you a bonus I just found out. Earlier, I was saying like since Python is language that keep on evolving, let me give you one loophole on how you can add the values to a tuple. Okay, since this is here, let's just say t plus equal to you already know the meaning of plus equals to, and I give the value here uh 15. Okay, this time I am adding to the tuple, and inside the parenthesis with 15, I just use the comma. Okay. Now what will happen? Earlier we were studying like tuples are immutable and most of the operations cannot be happen in tuple. It's true. It's definitely true. Most of the operations cannot happen on the tuples. It's just a basic loophole. Like if you want to add the values to the tuples. Okay. See, the value has been added. I since it's not showing an error. If I print here, print t, see, 15. 15 has been added to the tuple. So it's a basic, just a loophole if you want to try to practice it and play around with it. Okay. So that's it. And time's up. Any doubts or anything you want me to repeat?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I had a general doubt about Python.
Yeah, you can go on.
Sir, can we build our own applications using Python language?
Yeah, obviously you can. Python is a very versatile language. Python you can use to build apps, web apps, any other like applications from machine learning to range app development. Yeah, as you were saying, you can definitely build an app in Python. This I've seen many apps in Python actually.
Okay, sir. So actually, I was planning to build kind of an AI agent. So I was asking, can I use Python for that?
Yeah, for that Python is a must because
Okay,
because most of the libraries and frameworks are in Python
okay, sir.
and it's easy to build it. You can definitely do that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other doubt, Harsh?
No, sir.
Okay. So thank you so much, Shiv, and
Thank you,
all the
sir.
participants. Have a happy Diwali and make sure that you are submitting your assignments well in time and do a lot of practice. More you practice, more you will learn the intricacies of Python and you will become a more versatile programmer of Python. Okay. And have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye.